Hello everyone, today we're going to use the zero product property to solve equations. This is the first part. I will put the link of the second part in the description box below. So this zero product property states that if A times B is equal to 0, then A is equal to 0 or B is equal to 0. Now let's have an example to better see what this property is all about. So if we are given this expression that we have here in factored form or equation in factored form, so that's x parentheses x plus 3 parentheses 2x minus 5. So what are we going to do to solve for the x here is that we remember that each of these would be equal to 0. So I divided it. So the first one is x equals 0. So this is our first solution. X is equal to 0. So just put x equal to 0, just like the equation that we have here. A is equal to 0 and B is equal to 0. But the catch for this one is it's an expression, so x plus 3. So then the whole thing will become x plus 3 is equal to 0. So from here, I go ahead and subtract 3 from both sides, minus 3 here. So I can cross the 3 out. So the second x is negative 3. So this is the other value for x. And to find the other problem right here, we pretty much do the same thing. So that would be 2x minus 5 equals 0. So what are we doing is that each of these just equal them to 0 and solve for x. So this one would be plus 5 from both sides, plus 5 here. So this is going to come out, so we can cross out the 5. So we're left with 2x is equal to 5. Since we want the x by itself, we divide both sides by 2. We divide this by 2 here. So then we are left with x is equal to 5 halves. So just keep it as fraction. That should be good. So these are the 3 x's. So that's what it means by solving equations using the zero product property. So these are the 3 x's. At this time, I would encourage you to pause this video and try this problem out on your own. And when you're done, unpause it and check your answer. Okay, so we pretty much do the same thing. So we're going to divide this into 2. So we have 3x minus 12 equals 0. So then I add 12 from both sides plus 12. So then I can cross out the 12 here. So I'm left with 3x is equal to 12. Divide both sides by 3 because I want x by itself. So that means x is equal to 4. So that's x is equal to 4. And then we move on to the next one here. We pretty much do the same thing. 2x plus 7 equals 0. So then we subtract 7 from both sides, subtract 7. So we are left with 2x is equal to negative 7. And then from here, we divide both sides by 2. We divide this by 2 here, so we can cross out the 2. So x is negative 7 over 2. So just keep it as fraction. Did you get the same answers as this? Good. Perfect. Now let's move on to the next example here. So in these examples, they're pretty straightforward because they have been in factored form already. Now, what's going to happen if I give you this equation and I want you to solve for x? So how do we do that? So the first step that we are going to do is to factor this. It has to be into its factored form before we can get the value for x. So we are going to use the box and diamond for this. There's another video about factoring using the box and diamond. I will put the link of that video in the description box below. So here we are going to draw, I'm going to draw the diamond, and the ones that we write on the diamond would be, we multiply this first and the last here. So this is negative 10x squared, and that's the one that I write here. So that's negative 10x squared. The one in the middle is the one that we write at the bottom of the diamond. So this is 3x. So I'm going to find the factors for this. It's going to be 5x and negative 2x. That means 5x times negative 2x is negative 10x squared. 5x plus negative 2x is 3x. At this time, we can draw the box already. So I'm going to draw the box over here. So the one that we put into the box, the first will go here. So that's x squared. And then the last one will go down here. and then the red ones will go to any of these. It doesn't matter. So I can go ahead and write negative 2x here and then 5x. From here, we are going to find the factors. So that would be x and x. And then this is going to be 5. So if I have x times x is x squared, 5 times x is 5x. So this would be negative 2. So negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. So that means this can be rewritten as x minus 2 parentheses x plus 5. So then from here, we equal that to 0, and we are going to use the zero product property to solve for the x value. So from here, I can go ahead and say x minus 2 equals 0. So then we go ahead and add 2 from both sides plus 2 here. So then we are left with x is equal to positive 2. And then we do the same thing for the other one. That would be x plus 5 equals 0. So then we subtract 5 from both sides, minus 5 here. So we can cross the 5 out. So we're left with x is equal to negative 5. So pretty much it's the same thing. The only catch is that we need to change this to its factored form so that we can use the zero product property in order to solve for x. At this time, I would encourage you to pause this video and try this problem out on your own. And when you're done, unpause it and check your answer. Okay, so we go over this. So again, we use the box and diamond for this. I'm going to draw the diamond here. This will be the numbers that we multiply. So that is negative 7x squared. So negative 7x squared. And then the bottom would be negative 6x. The factors here would be negative 7x and 1x. So I can just go ahead and just write x. And then from here, I will draw the box. So the box here would be a 2 by 2 box. This one is going to go here, x squared. The last term is going to go at the bottom right here, negative 7. And then the red ones can go anywhere. So I can write negative 7x here and 1x right here, or just x. So then we can go ahead and find the factors. That would be x and x. And so this is 1. So we have x times x, x squared. X times 1 is x. This is negative 7. Negative 7 times x is negative 7x. Negative 7 times 1 is a negative 7. So then the factors for this would be x minus 7 times x plus 1 equals 0. So that's the factored form. From here, we can use the zero product property. So then we go ahead and write x minus 7 equals 0. So plus 7 from both sides, plus 7 here. So then we can cross out the 7. So x is equal to 7. And then the other x here would be x plus 1 equals 0. So minus 1 and minus 1. So then we are left with x is equal to negative 1. Did you get the same answers as this? Good. Perfect. If you find this video helpful, hit like and subscribe for more math videos. See ya!